Hello there, I am Izzy Noodles and welcome to a new walkthrough. Let's take a trip to Egypt.
At least it's clean in here. Love this.
Personally, I wouldn't say it's clean because it's full of sand. I mean, maybe the sand is clean. Not saying it's dirty, but yeah, just not a description I'd use. Post Izzy here, guess who forgot to check the diary update? So let's take a look at that right now. Just going to slip that in here. So we do get diary updates every so often. They don't pop up on screen, which is one reason I might end up forgetting to read them out. In his passage through the Shadow Kingdom at night, the sun god faced several adversaries, among whom the most dangerous were snakes. The leading demon of them all was the great serpent Apophis. God of Evil, was associated with various scary natural events, such as the unexplained darkness of a solar eclipse, storms, earthquakes, and plagues. And Laura's thinking, I think I'm about to discover the origin of the myth of the serpent Apophis. These events that are happening here in Egypt have no other explanation. If you have Apophis, you have demons. In other words, lots of fun. Oh, before I forget, watch out for the sands. So yeah, more on that in a moment. So you see a bunch of lights round about. Those are pickup items. It just makes it easy to find. And I'm just going to very quickly come over here to find some items and then take a left over here. You know you're heading in the right place because you drop down into this dipped area. So there we go. And there is a sandworm around about. So you want to run super quick through this area. So you can just shoot those lights and there will be items underneath. So yeah, this is a safe section from the sandworm. So you may have seen it. It's a shadow on the ground and it kind of homes in on Lara. You can probably just see it sort of, yeah, spotting around every so often. I feel like you are safe closer to the wall edges, you know, when you've got, what are they called? Dunes, I suppose, when it's the sand. Not necessarily always, but in a lot of spots. So I am just gonna very quickly go through this very big area. This is a very big open area and find all the items. Actually, I'm going the wrong way to get out of this little section. So up to here, and there we go. So then from here, just follow the edge, and I'm just going to stick to the left side. I'm going to go around this level in a clockwise direction and sort of spiral into the middle. There is a big pyramid in the middle. So really, this area, there's nothing to do, really. I'm just picking up items as we go along. And there is 2 Ankhs to find. They're going to lead us into the next location. There we go. Also, try not to shoot too soon because you might shoot one of these lights and then not really know where it was as you approach, and then your items might be lost. And the medpacks look like this. The green are the small medpacks and red ones are large medpacks. But as I've said, just stick to the left wall. You should be safe. Not completely safe from the sandworm, but I think the closer you are, the more it gets confused. So here is an item that's not under a light. Most things are under lights, but not everything. Mind these fire pots, they all will set you on fire. This is where we are using the 2 Ankhs once we found them. So keep on going. There is another pickup right over here by this wall in the flowers. There it is. Keep on going. Just rushing through. So if the sandworm does kind of come out and get you, it's going to take off probably a quarter of your health. So it does do some damage. Gives Lara quite the headache. So you are vulnerable on the sand, but if you climb up onto these ledges, then you are safe. Is it around? Oh, it's way over there, I think. Just see a shadow, unless it's kind of the flowers. It's hard to tell sometimes. So yeah, this level 1 is definitely just going to be a big treasure hunt. I am really just grabbing items. And this starting area really is a huge desert level. It's very open. That's why I say just stick to the left wall and you probably should be fine. So there is an oasis and camels in the center, but I'm going to bypass that and then loop around once I've got everything from the perimeter. So up onto the pyramid just here, grab some more items, some shotgun shells. I will have timestamps if you're curious of what I'm picking up. So some of these are double pickups. You see we've got 2 med packs on one spot just there. Just kind of checking behind me, make sure I've not really missed anything. Okay, keep on going, just rushing through. So I will be using med packs in this walkthrough as well. So here there are items, you can see the lights just over there, but I'm still going to stick to the left because one of the Ankhs is way over here. So just follow the wall. And hidden in the flowers, there we go, Ankh 1 of 2. And this is where that sandworm can tend to creep up on you. I still don't see it. We've got lucky so far. I don't want to jinx anything. I wonder where it could be. Because often it's really on you. It can be relentless. But anyway, here I'm moving away from that left wall. I'm going to spiral towards the center section. Towards the... well, not towards the pyramid, but towards more of the oasis where the camels are. Next to the pyramid. Okay, and one last item, which is in the water. We have the second Ankh to pick up. And yes, the sandworm can just come out of nowhere while you're in the water. It is so confusing and actually pretty scary. So now we have everything within this desert. So head towards the glowing blue flowers over here. And then the fire that we've seen, there it is, will become apparent. And that's how we know where we're going. It can be a little bit confusing. So yeah, that surprises me. We've not really had an appearance from the sandworm at all. It's not even been chasing Lara. Can't really see it. Sometimes you see the shadow flickering on the ground, but yeah, wow. Don't know where it is. Awesome. So once you have placed both of them, you do have this personal light source you can use, which is awesome. But you can come around and both of those tile spaces have lowered and they lead into the next section. So that's a very quick area to do. So again, I'm just gonna do a big treasure hunt, just find all the items. Grab these, and we do have another diary update, so let's take a look before I forget. I discovered in some ancient texts that there is a way to attract snakes. Try to enter the afterlife. Ankh is the key to this place, and the snakes can keep some. This thesis was not common in ancient Egypt, but I can try. I need to find 4 stars, north, south, east and west. 2 are in the Temple of Tefnut and the other 2 are in the Hall of Thoth. I realised the Persian influence on the architecture of this place. Apparently these ruins are from the year 525 BC. There are more secrets here than I imagined, because in the pyramid I saw there contains a mechanism similar to the Persian drawings. So again, just straight up here, we're just exploring the area for items. It mentioned the Temple of Tefnut and the Hall of Thoth in that diary update, so it's actually optional which way you want to go to first. We need the 4 stars it mentioned, and you get 2 from each area. So this level section, this area is sort of a hub in a way. There's access to both of those levels in this area. So I will specifically go to the Temple of Tefnut first, just to literally try and pad out this video. It's going to be a short one, but I am going to go around and collect everything I can from this area. So right over here is where we are using the stars, once we found them. And let me also just point out, well, I suppose I didn't need to come to the inventory to show you, but we start off with the shotgun. And also, before I forget, I do tend to forget that there are some shotgun shells way over in this corner. So now I'm going to explore this side section. The entrance to the Hall of Thoth is over here. But I won't be going that way, so I'm gonna just speed this up while I kill all of these scorpions. Easy to do, it's just long-winded, and they are poisonous. There will be 6 in total. Okay, so they are all down, so now I will go clockwise around this room. So in this very corner, straight away we have another small med pack, so it really does throw items at you. This game is kind of tricky, so that's not a bad thing. At least you get the resources. Straight up into this side room, there's 2 sets of Uzi Clips. In this direction, this will lead you to the Hall of Toth. So I won't do that first, just because of padding out the time collecting items. So I'm going to make my way to the Hall of Death Nut first. So there's 2 pickups in this section of water. Way over in the corner we have a couple more items. Okay, in this very dark passage, a bunch more items. Again, careful of any flame pots, they will set you on fire. Okay, in this passage, more items. So they really do throw stuff at you. Okay, and one last item in this side area. There we go. So if you want, you can head over to Hall of Toth. Doesn't matter. So as I've said, I'm going to do Temple of Death Nut first. Still picking up items before I get there, so we're not done yet. So coming this way to continue grabbing the items, I'm going to have a pit stop save because I will be walking past the flame pots. And I've not actually saved my game yet. Okay, so yeah, just coming around this high ledge. Okay, making my way around. We will have some beetles, some scarab things come to harass us. Whoops, well, I'm glad I saved there. Yeah, that was dumb. Well, you got a sneak preview of the ground floor. The moment I rolled, I realized that was a terrible idea. I think I got it. Jolly good. From here, I'm just going to maybe get a bit closer because it does depend how close you are. Shoot that one and wait for it to get much closer and shoot it again. Oh, okay, I didn't do enough damage the first time. So don't worry too much if they do get you, because I will be using medpacks on this walkthrough. This does get insane, but level 1 and this like hub section is super easy. to not take damage. Well, the level 1, just keep moving. The Sahara Desert section. And there we go. There's some shotgun shells here somewhere. Just be careful of the flame. Okay, hop over here. We do need a crowbar, so I won't be getting everything in this area. So right at the end, there's a crowbar lever, which will open this gate. There's only items inside. So I will be coming back this way anyway, so it doesn't matter. Somehow I missed. Usually they do take 2 shots, but it depends how close you are. So I'm going to start heading down to the ground floor and collecting everything down there, but of course we want to do that safely. So running jump without a grab to land straight on this spot, and then just let go and you'll slide straight onto this medpack. Hop over to this medpack. And grabbing my pistols, we are at a safe vantage point to shoot all of these crocodiles. There will be 4 in total. Okay, and no one is round the corner, I just saw it. They do tend to wander, so be aware of that. If you think you've got them all, you probably don't. So there he is, way at the back. They might make their way over here. Yeah, come on, I see ya. There we go. Awesome. So now let's slide down and continue picking everything up. So careful here, don't want to get too close to that flame pot. So Uzi Clips, and then we're gonna hop up here. Grab this. Okay, hop over to here. We have some shotgun shells. Okay, hop up again. Okay, big jump. There we go, grab these from the corner. And these are just normal arrows. So there we go, slide on down once you have them, and do be careful of the water, because once you fall in you can't just climb out. You will need to just climb up the central structure to get out again, and probably come around the same way I've just come around to get to the ground floor safely. So it will be long-winded if you happen to fall in the water. Another thing is, the very first time I played, I swear there were enemies, like crocodiles or fish things, in the water. And I did fall in. So every time after that, I shot the crocodiles that are roaming around, and there never seemed to be anything in the water. So I don't know whether that's intentional, or I got a bug where they were in the water, I do not know. But just bear it in mind, you may have things that want to eat you if you fall in the water. So, of course, not hopping in just yet because we still need to find everything. So, taking a left just there. Okay, up to this structure, more items hanging around here. And here we have another crowbar lever, so I'll show you in just a moment what happens when we use that lever. Just grabbing a couple more items up here. So there, and over there. So once you use that crowbar lever, 2 blocks will raise up, allowing us to reach the ledges over there. You see a bunch of items over there, but we can't get to them yet. I won't be collecting them in this video, but you can't reach those ledges. They're just too high for Lara to grab. But that's what the crowbar lever will do. So once you have them, we can head over this way. So we're still not done collecting items. Head over here. And just a heads up, if you run on the other side of the water, that is a slope and you can probably just slide straight into the water, so be careful on that side. There we go, 2 more items in the grass. And finally, down here, we have 2 pickups of shotgun shells. So those are not the last items, but they are the last that are down here. So I'm kind of just going to start making my way to the first level I'm going to choose to do now. So the Temple of Death Nut is right through there. I need to climb up to be able to drop down to that lever, which will then open that gateway you can see. So interestingly, this level is a little bit different. So once we're done with the level, we'll actually need to exit out and find our way to that jump switch to open up that door. And that will enter us in to a different part of that level, but that'll be a super quick visit. So I will actually end up cutting that into 2 videos. So anyway, climbing up, we're going to make our way to the Temple of Death Nut. So 2 med packs in the water, and as I've said, if you haven't killed all the crocodiles, there might be enemies in the water. I really haven't figured out how that works. But swim through here to start climbing. Okay, and just be on the lowest section of this section that you're standing on, because then you have the headroom to be able to jump. So you may or may not grab this higher section. So vault up to that if not, and then make sure you are on this higher side to be able to hop back to here. And again, you want to be at the highest point to hop back all the way around. And you don't necessarily need to be at the high point for this. There we go, climb on up. And we'll have another scarab beetle, so grabbing my shotgun again. This one's kind of a bit of a rascal. It comes through that gap and it can be kind of unexpected. Oh, you see, I thought it was going to fly behind me and it didn't. So there's not much space, which makes this kind of annoying. There's also shotgun shells hiding in the plants. Okay, crawl forward and drop out. Do not drop down because you'll land straight back in the water. And you can flip out the gaps, so make sure you don't do that. So from that highest spot, again, climb on up. Another pickup just here, and we are so close now. So we do have quite a fun jumping sequence. It seems complicated, but actually I find it quite fun to do. Okay, so you need to jump to that slope, but immediately jump off to grab that slope ahead. There we go, just like so, and then shimmy across, because again I'm going to let go and make sure to jump and grab the next gap in that ledge. So it looks kind of complicated, but I find it really fun just to do that. And then to the jump switch. And there we go. So into the first proper level of the game. So a few more pickups along the way. There we go, that's all of them. And then just head on through. Awesome, so that is it. I will be back next time where it's actually gonna be a little harder. The gameplay is gonna, you know, proper kick into Tomb Raider mode. We're not just treasure hunting. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take it easy.